Hello, everyone. My name is Dustin Nolf, and today we're going to do a quick training on the basics of Bitcoin and digital currency, what they are, how they work, and how you can hopefully take advantage of the rising market here before it's too late. So, below this video, you're going to find a couple links to some exchanges that I use on a regular basis right now that are kind of a good place to start if you want to invest in the bigger digital currencies as well as some of the smaller, lesser known, cheaper currencies. So let's get started here. So first of all, read this disclaimer. Digital currency is considered to be a highly risky investment right now. There's a lot of fraud that's going on. There's a lot of ways that you can lose all of your money quickly. So a lot of the stuff that I'm going to teach you today is stuff that I've learned personally and opinions that I have. Do not blame me if you lose everything that you have to digital currency. So if you're going to invest in this stuff, make sure that you are only investing what you're willing to lose. If you're not willing to lose it, then do not be playing with that money. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And here's a statistic that I'm not sure how accurate it is at this moment, but from what I can tell, it appears to me that about 70% of the US dollar is only existing right now in digital form. So that means that we've been moving towards a digital currency marketplace anyway, and a lot of people don't realize that. So we're in a prime time for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to take off. So what is Bitcoin and a lot of digital currencies? Same sort of idea here. Decentralized currency. It's global. It's accepted by people around the world. There are relatively low fees to send and receive it, and it is sent and received faster than a money wire usually. It's hard to track where it came from, where it went, and the transactions are recorded, I'm going to say, in the cloud. They're usually recorded on a blockchain, and it's very difficult for them to be tampered with. And blockchains are super efficient and don't involve a whole lot of labor either. So some big banks are starting to look into this stuff so they can save some money on, I guess, accounting and bookwork, that sort of stuff. So why is it so popular? One of the big reasons that I see Bitcoin being so popular is that you can send money anywhere in the world relatively quickly. So, for immigrant workers and that sort of thing, where, they might be coming to the U.S. to work for a season and they're sending money back to their hometown, home country, they can send it a whole lot faster and cheaper than if they were sending it via MoneyGram or something like that. So I could see it really catching on there. I always use an example. I run a property management business, and we had an investor from Israel who was talking to us about managing 100 plus units that he has. And one of the biggest things that he wants to get over is the cost of sending money back to Israel after it's capitalized here, after they make some money in the United States. So one of the options that we were talking about was Bitcoin or some sort of digital currency in order to cut down the cost and be more efficient in sending that money on a monthly basis from his rental properties. What's it all mean? So we're going to talk real quickly about some definitions here that might help you understand this if you're new to digital currency. This is where I got this below here. If you look at this link, this is where I got the definitions to these. So cryptocurrency is an alternative currency using blockchain technology to permit and record peer-to-peer transactions. So it's called cryptocurrency because it's a cryptographed And the ledger is recorded, it's encrypted, and it's very difficult for somebody to hack the ledger or fudge the numbers. And it allows peer-to-peer transactions, peer-to-business transactions. It's just the same way you'd exchange money normally. It's just a little bit easier to do. What's a blockchain? So the blockchain is the network of computers that records the ledger. So this is, this picture is kind of a good example of it. You have people that are what they call mining for the currency, and you also have nodes out there. And what the miners are doing is they're kind of cracking the code, or they're encrypting the ledger, from what I understand, and then the ledger is being recorded on the hard drive of the nodes, where these computers hold the entire ledger. And some computers are holding pieces of the ledger, but the computers all interact with each other to confirm that the ledgers are correct. So it's basically taking, using the computers of the customers that are using the digital currency, that let the blockchain be recorded on their computers. So it's kind of a cloud computing. There's necessarily no server out there. The computers are being used as the server. Mining. This is a picture of a mine that I got off of Google here. So mining for an altcoin accomplishes two things, sometimes more. So every time that a block is recorded successfully, there is new currency. Whatever currency you're mining for is released into the marketplace, and it kind of it creates the ledger. So what it's doing is recording and creating the ledger. It's recording the transfers of that currency onto the blockchain. That's what the mining is helping to do. So the miners are paid in that digital currency, and that's how they get rewarded for spending the time and effort and energy to do the mining. Hash rate, or hash, you're going to hear miners talk about the hash rate. So here's the definition of a hash rate. It's a cryptographic hash is a mathematical function that takes a file and produces a relatively short code that can be used to identify that file. A hash has a couple of key properties. It's unique, and it cannot be reversed. So that's hashing is used to prove that a set of data cannot be or has not been tampered with, and it's what makes Bitcoin mining possible. So right here I have a picture of a Litecoin mining calculator, and it shows if you're running one, this is what an L3 plus would look like. And it shows you the profit if that was back when Litecoin was only selling for $42.68. So that calculates mining profit there. And that's based on the hash rate. So this is, I believe, mega hash per second. Nice hash. So we're talking about mining pools now. So a mining pool is where a bunch of miners kind of come together, and they use the power of all their mining equipment together in order to mine more efficiently. And every time a block is recorded, then the miners get rewarded in a form of digital currency. And Nice Hash was a place that you could go and do more efficient mining, and it was recently hacked for, I think, around $70 million in Bitcoin in value. I don't know if it's still up and running or if they got it back up and running, but it was one of the best places you could go to pull your mining equipment together if you wanted to. Wallets. So a wallet is just like a wallet that you would use for paper money. Only wallets can exist as an app or an application on your phone or on your computer. You can actually print a wallet, like this is a printed wallet in this picture, where it's a QR code. If you lose that wallet, you pretty much lost your money. So you want to make sure that if you print it and you're using a paper wallet, that you don't lose it. There are hardware wallets as well, which look like little flash drives that you can save your digital currency on also. So node, we talked about a node already. A node's going to be holding the blockchain. So it's a computer that's holding a blockchain, and they communicate with each other, and they make sure that the blockchain is recorded properly and that there's no errors in it. So where to start? You can buy Bitcoins and other altcoins on exchanges. Um, some exchanges do not actually take tangible or fiat currency. For example, if you're going to go to Poloniex or if you're going to go to Binance, you cannot purchase digital currency with US dollars. You would have to use another form of digital currency in order to purchase uh, cryptocurrencies on those exchanges. Um, so here's a list of some: Coinbase, GDAX, Poloniex, and Bittrex. To my knowledge, I think Coinbase, GDAX, and Poloniex are all American-based. I'm not real sure about Bittrex. I've been told to avoid Bitfinex. Bitstamp, I'm kind of skeptical about because it is located in Slovenia, and NiceHash was also located in Slovenia, and it was hacked by an insider, from what I could tell. Bitfinex, there's been some skeptical stuff I've heard about them. And Tether, US dollars tethered, I've heard some stories about that as well. Research it on your own. I mean, I don't know. It could be all just conspiracy theorists that have been talking about these, but who knows? Digital currency is very under-regulated right now, so there's a lot of shady stuff still going on with it. So do some research, Google it, look for any sort of scam or fraud related to those before you log on and give them all your information. Be very aware of phone applications. So from my knowledge, I think Coinbase is the only one up here that has an official app for your phone. Poloniex has an imposter app where if you download, install it, and give them your information, they're going to steal your information and more than likely try to steal the money out of your account. So be very cautious before you put your login and password in any sort of application. Google Authenticator is a nice thing to use. If you're going to set up an exchange, I would set up Google Authenticator. It is an app that you get for your phone. You have to have your phone with you if you're going to be logging into an exchange, and you're going to use a code that changes, I think it's every 10 seconds. If you lose your phone, then you've lost your way of getting into your exchanges, however. So when you register Google Authenticator for the first time, it's going to give you a key, a password, that if you lose your phone, you're going to be able to use that key to get back into your exchange. You need to write that key down or copy it and save it. Do not save it anywhere where somebody can hack it. So you might want to write it on an actual piece of paper and put it in a safe or a safety deposit box or something. But don't, make sure you don't lose that, because if you do and then you lose your phone, you're not getting your money. It's stuck in the exchange. You can use it on your Gmail account too if you use Gmail to keep people from hacking into your email account. So here's why I'm doing this. And again, this is my opinion. It is not, I'm not any sort of professional. I just looked at the market and I've seen what's going on, and I felt like I needed to get in now before it was too late. So I'm looking at this kind of like I'm comparing it to the internet bubble of the 90s. I was too young and too dumb and too broke to take advantage of that at the time. And I saw how crazy it was. There was a lot of people that made a lot of money. There was a lot of people that lost a lot of money. And I'm looking at this like this is kind of the beginning of a boom, I think, for digital currencies. So at the time of me creating this presentation, which was the 7th of December, 2017, there were 41 altcoins selling for under $2 each on Poloniex. Now, that is no longer the case. A lot of those have gone up considerably, but they're still pretty cheap. So the thing is, you can get in cheap. You can buy some of these newer digital currencies that may be very undervalued right now. But the thing is, there's over like 1,200 digital currencies on the market. So there's a lot of them. It's kind of, I look at it like the internet boom. So AOL was really big when the internet boom was starting to happen. AOL is like non-existent right now. Google came out of nowhere. So the way I look at it is, Bitcoin could be worthless in 10 to 15 years. And it could be replaced by something else. And that something else could be out there right now, and you could buy it for less than a penny. Who knows? So I'm going in and I'm diversifying my holdings. I'm buying a lot of the cheap currencies. I got some of the expensive ones. I'm just diversifying, and I'm hoping that, I'm getting one of the new and, improved, the next big thing, and I'm getting it for cheap. And hopefully, within the next couple months, even you get one that's priced at under a penny, and it shoots up to $100 a coin. You got 10,000 of them, then you've got $1,000,000. So that's my method here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how that's working out. So here's how you make $1,000,000. This is if things work out perfectly here. Again, this is my opinion. You don't necessarily have to agree with it. And if you're going to do this, understand that you can lose everything. You can literally lose everything by making a bad trade, by getting scammed, by fraudulent happenings. Who knows? There have been exchanges that have been hacked. There's exchanges that totally went under. There was an exchange where the owner took $500 million worth of Bitcoin and ran. So be aware that what you invest could be lost. So Bitcoin is something that we're going to be using as an example here. I don't know what Bitcoin is trading for now. It has gone up substantially since I wrote this presentation. So at the time, you could buy Bitcoin for what is it, 0.2475 cents a piece, so less than a penny. If you bought 10,000 of them, it would cost you $24.75. If it were to increase to $100 a coin, then you would have returned almost $1 million. So you would have turned 25 bucks into $1 million. Bitcoin, since I wrote this, has at least doubled. So, even if you would have put $1,000 in it a month ago, it would be worth $2,000 now at least. So that's an example. This is, I don't know how good of a coin Bitcoin is. I just know it's cheap, and I know that a lot of people are buying the cheap stuff because it's super affordable and it could go through the roof. And, some of you who are skeptical may be asking, well, is this really a reasonable amount of, change that can happen in a digital currency in a short amount of time? And yes, it is. And I will show you. So if you're going to invest, good luck. Don't be dumb with your money. If you're not willing to lose it, then don't gamble with it, because it is a pretty big gamble right now. If you're willing to take the risk, it could be a lot of money waiting for you at the end of the rainbow here. So, and I will give you, maybe I may put a link in the bottom of the YouTube video as well, with a link that takes you to POW tokens, POW tokens. I, again, research them. I don't know how legitimate they are. I've done a little bit of research. They're giving away a lot of those tokens for free right now, as the introductory stage of it. And, who knows, if they're worth $1 a piece in the future, you get like 30,000 of them for free right now. You just made $30,000, maybe in a year. So check them out. So that wraps up the presentation. I'm going to show you how this has worked out for me here. So this is my Poloniex account. I like to go in here. I like to sort by price and see what's going on. So for example, Next, this is one of the currencies that I actually did a little bit of research on. I liked what they were offering. I bought a bunch of this when it was selling at 12 cents a coin. It's now up to $1.36 today. Ripple, I bought Ripple at 24 cents a coin. It's now up to $1.13. And Stellar, I bought at 3 cents a coin. It's up to 22.24 cents right now. So this is in Poloniex. This is U.S. dollars tethered. So if you want to buy stuff here, and you're looking at this stuff, you can buy it with U.S. dollars tethered. You can buy it with some of it with Monero. You can buy some of it with Ethereum, or you can buy it with Bitcoin. Now you look at the Bitcoin exchange. There's a lot of stuff you can buy. So there's a wide variety of coins that you can buy. And just look at some of these numbers. So Sia coins up almost 21%. And this is in a day. Burst up 35.96%. This is how big of a flux you can see in a day. There's some that'll be up maybe 100% in a day. But, we look at these prices. This is priced in Bitcoin. So Bytecoin, we had talked about the price change on that. So, if you want to figure out what it's priced in Bitcoin, or what that amounts to in US dollars, take this number, multiply it by what Bitcoin's selling for, which is $15,280, and it's going to give you a rough, pennies amount basically for this one, because this is going to be less than a penny still, I believe. So, we can look at here and see all our cheaper ones are listed up top, or if we want to see our expensive ones, we price it like that. Take a look at those. So let's look at an example here. Let's look at Monero. So here's an example. Monero, can a currency really go from, less than a penny to hundreds of dollars? Well, here's Monero, and if we look back about 3 years in April, it was trading for, up here we'll see what it opened at. So less than $1, 27 cents there that day. 9 cents, I think it was the whole way back here, 9.9 cents. So it went from 9.9 cents up to, it peaked at over 445, and right now it's at 359. So if you would have bought that 3 years ago for 9 cents, bought a ton of it, you'd have quite a bit of money right now. So that's what can happen there. And next, like I said, I bought that for 12 cents, I believe. And it's a relatively new coin, so there's not a whole lot going on. You can see the volume change here. But let's look at it in a month. It has gone from 14.5 cents to a peak of about $1.78 in a month, in 1 month. So that's the reality of it. This account I opened with $7,750. This is where it stands right now. It peaked out at about $45,000. So that's what it's worth right now, roughly. It was up to $45,000 the one day. So that's a pretty good investment, return on investment. I started this account about 2 months ago. So in 2 months, it went from $77.50 up to $45,000. $7,750 up to $45,000. So this is Poloniex. This is American exchange. This is what it looks like. I like it. It's a nice one to use. Coinbase is a great place to get started. Now, what I would suggest doing is starting with Coinbase, and you're going to be able to buy and sell only the 4 major ones right now: Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. Coinbase, I do believe, double check on this, but I do believe your US dollars are insured on here by the FDIC. So if you got US dollars sitting in here, they are insured. These are not insured. If you know anybody who insures digital currency, let me know. I'd love to see that. That would be a great new market. I would be willing to maybe partner with somebody if you want to start a business insuring digital currency. So here's the 4 main ones you can buy off of Coinbase. So in order for you to buy in Poloniex, you have to have another exchange like Coinbase. So what I do is I'll buy Bitcoin in Coinbase, and then I transfer it to Poloniex, and then I'll buy the cheap currencies on Poloniex. And to transfer it, you would go to Bitcoin or go to Coinbase, find your Bitcoin wallet here, and you're going to hit the send button. It's going to say, where do you want to send it to? This is the address. And if you're going to be sending it to Poloniex, you're going to go in and find your Bitcoin wallet. And so we would be making a deposit on Poloniex. That's my Bitcoin wallet. Feel free to send me, millions of Bitcoin if you want to that wallet. But we would copy this, paste it over here, and then send the amount of Bitcoin we want, and hit continue and run through the security questions and send it. And then once it's sent, then we have Bitcoin that's going to be popping up in my Poloniex account that I can use to buy the cheaper currencies if I want. So here's another exchange. I'm going to have a link to Binance as well. Now, Binance is, I believe it's Chinese owned. I don't think it's necessarily on Chinese territory. But people are kind of skeptical of this exchange because China's been talking about making Bitcoin illegal. I think that would be rather amusing, since I think that most of the mines that exist in this world right now are actually in China. So there's a lot of Chinese people making a ton of money off of Bitcoin at the moment. So I find it hard to believe that China would actually make it illegal. We'll find out, though, because they, obviously China wants their currency to be valued more than Bitcoin, but who knows? So I'm using Binance now because there's coins on here. Here's an example of the list that I got. There's coins on here that are being traded that you cannot buy in Poloniex. So there's certain exchanges that sell certain coins that you can't get anywhere else. So I did start an account over here at Binance, and I'll send you a link to that. If you're going to register at Binance, please use my link. I'd love to get credit for your referral. But you can get stuff like this list here. IOTA is a good one to watch. A lot of people have been watching that. It's gone up in price hugely in the last couple months. So, check out Binance, check out Poloniex, get yourself a Coinbase account, and put $50 in the cheapos. $50 here and there in the cheapos. I don't have enough money. That's not a good excuse. You work an hourly job. If you can cut back on a cup of coffee a day and invest it into some cheaper cryptocurrencies, you may be a millionaire in a couple months. So when that happens, you're going to wish that you had done it. So check it out. Get it done. Subscribe, because I should be posting some more of this stuff, just some basic learning about mining and that sort of stuff. I'm setting up a small mining farm in the near future. I'll be posting some how-to videos and that sort of stuff. All right. Happy investing. Good luck.